Hey y'all, it's Sarah, the wine loving bookworm, and I am back. I know that I was completely MIA for 2020. I mean, the year, right? I think we can all agree. 2021 isn't looking so hot either to begin with, but we're all hanging in there. I just couldn't do it. I think I did like a couple books last year. I just could not get into it. I just couldn't find the energy to deal with it, with everything else. So I just kind of took the year off. A lot has changed, and a lot more has stayed the same. So still reading a lot. I read 47 books last year. Didn't hit my goal of 51, but I think it's pretty good. We adopted a new dog. I'll put a picture of him up on my Instagram because he's adorable. And yeah, we are blessed in the fact that my husband and I continue to work through the pandemic. We have kids healthy, happy. A couple people I know have gotten the coronavirus, but they're all fine now. So I hope the same is for all you guys. And I hope 2021 will hopefully turn out to be better than 2020, right? I don't know. It's not looking so great so far. But so to start off the year, I'm going to change the way I do it a little bit. I'm going to do this every 2 weeks instead of every week. I think that was part of the reason I stopped doing it last year. I felt like under pressure to read a book every week. And I honestly do read a book every week, mostly. But if I can't, I don't want to feel like I have to, and then I just didn't want to do it. So that's going to be kind of my new format. Every 2 weeks to do a book. And just today, I'm going to do my top 5 books for 2020 that I read. It's really hard. And surprisingly, I was picking them out and looking at them. 4 out of the 5 are nonfiction, which is not really like me. I usually am a huge fiction girl, but I guess it was the year for nonfiction, right? All right, but let's start with the wine. Okay, y'all probably know this brand, 19 Crimes. I have tried one of them, some red blend, and then I tried the Snoop Dogg one a couple weeks ago. This is called the Punisher, and it's a Pinot Noir. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't liked any of the other 19 Crimes I've tried, but I thought I'd give this a shot. So I did zero background on this. But this is a Southeastern Australian Pinot Noir. All right. Just says this one breaks rules. Okay, I don't, no info on it. So let's give it a shot. Cheers to 2021. Happy New Year. Oh, that's actually good. What I didn't like about the other ones is that they're fruity. This is not fruity at all. Try to get. I like that. Pinot Noir is generally right behind French red wines, Bordeaux's and stuff, is my favorite. This is good. Probably not, maybe not the best I've ever had, but it's good. Okay. All right, so let's jump into my favorite books of 2020. Woohoo! I'm also going to try to do some effects or some new stuff this year. I'm going to just kind of branch out there and see what I can do, but not today. Okay, so this is in no particular order. Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. This is it's a real story. This is actually a movie, I think, on Prime, with what's his name? Michael Jordan, but he's like Michael something Jordan, because he's not Michael Jordan. He's acting Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, yeah. So basically this is a guy that tries to free people who have been wrongly incarcerated. This book, I loved it. This is something that I'm so interested in, and oh, my dog. I'm so interested in, and if I wish if I could go back, I would do something like this, because I am a lawyer for my day job, but not criminal law at all, and I just find this fascinating. I think it's such important work. This book was great, so pick it up. It's a little sad, but it's really good. Next, Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. I loved this book. It explores the caste system in America. And if you don't think there's a caste system in America, there is a caste system in America. So this is pretty timely, I would say, with everything that's going on. I loved this book. I mean, Caste, the Origins of Our Discontents. Hello, aren't we in a big old discontent right now? So this really explores how, why maybe African Americans, Hispanics, people who aren't white, basically, are in a lower caste, how that happened, why it's hard for them to get out of it, how things are changing or how things are not changing. It is epic. It is amazing. It's wonderful. I love this book. It was an Oprah book club book, if that means anything to you. And then my only nonfiction in the bunch. This is The Land of the Sea Women by Lisa C. This takes place, oh goodness, Korea? Oh my goodness. I think it's Korea. Wow, I'm kind of doing this off the cuff today, guys. Anyway, an Asian country where it's like a matriarchal society as opposed to a patriarchal society. We are a patriarchal society. The men are up here, for the most part, or that historically. And this is a matriarchal society where the women take care of things and the men are taking care of the babies. And these women go out and dive into the ocean and find like sea urchins and clams and things like that to sell. So it's based on a true story, but this isn't. This is fictionalized of a true account. These women actually existed. And then they sell their wares. They sell their, oh no, my other dog. No. Come on, guys. Sorry. That's my new dog, George. Anyway, they sell the animals and the whatever they find at the market and they make money. It's like this ancient thing. They teach their daughters how to do it. It's dangerous. It's freezing. But this is what they do, and they've done it for eons. And this book is amazing. I think it's so interesting. And it's also about how the world for them begins to change when the United States comes in and then Japan comes in. I think it's Korea. They live on this little island, but they get occupied by these different countries. So it's how their world changes with those kind of events occurring throughout history and how they try to hold on to their past as the sea women. So this is really, really good. Pick it up. Next, Radium Girls, one of my absolute favorite books of the year. Do you know that back in the day, to make watches glow, for soldiers and foxholes and just for people that wanted glowing watches, they would paint the dials and the numbers with radium. I heard about this a while ago on a podcast and I actually bought the book. I hadn't read it, and then it came up for book club. And so, I jumped on it. And so they would hire these women to paint the watch dials. Well, it's very precise, work. And so to get the brush tip perfect, they would put it in their mouth, dip it in radium, put it in their mouth. I mean, now we're like, radium. Oh my God. Back then it was supposed to be like this elixir of health and it's fine and everybody's wonderful. And these women would actually start to like glow at night because they'd have the radium dust all over them. They thought it was cool. They'd paint some on their lips before they go out to the club on a Friday or something. It's not cool. It's very, very dangerous. So this is the actual story of these women and what they went through and how they fought these big companies to get what they deserved from being harmed their whole lives. So this is maybe one of the best books I've ever read. It's so good. Pick it up. Okay, and last but not least, another one of my absolute favorites and another podcast recommendation. It's called The Perfect Predator. I think Radium Girls was my favorite murder. I heard about that one on. This one I heard about on This Podcast Will Kill You, which is a great podcast about all different kinds of diseases, and they're two. One woman's studying to be a doctor. The other one's like an epidemiologist or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but they know a lot about diseases and they discuss different diseases. Anyway, The Perfect Predator is about this couple. This is a real true story. One's a psychiatrist and she is an epidemiologist, the wife, and they go on this trip to the Middle East and the husband gets very, very, very sick and nobody can figure out what's wrong with him. He's like in Egypt, I think, in the beginning, like in this makeshift clinic. It's terrifying. It seems like he's going to die. And then they bring him back to the United States and they figure out what's wrong with him. everybody thinks he's going to die. And she researches a very new, innovative therapy to try to save him. And this book, I know that that doesn't really sound interesting. Like, I get it. It is a page turner. You cannot put this down. I guarantee you, if you pick this up, you will love it. Okay, so there's my quick top 5 of 2020. The Perfect Predator by, let's see, Stephanie Strathdee and Thomas Patterson. That's the couple. Stephanie was the wife. Thomas was the guy, her husband who almost died. The Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. The Island of the Sea Women by Lisa See. Cast, The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. And last but not least, Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. All right, guys, that's my wrap up of 2020. Look out for me again in 2 weeks. I'm going to try to be more active on my Instagram, so check that out, The Wine Loving Bookworm, Sarah Hampton. Oh yeah, and then right now I'm in the middle of reading This Tender Land by William Kent Kruger. Really, really great. My book club's next week. And the next I'm going to read Barack Obama's A Promised Land. So hopefully I'll have both of these done by the next time we meet again, and I can review those for you. So, all right. Also, 19 Crimes, Pinot Noir, The Punisher. Now, if you like fruity wines, don't pick this up. The other ones are more fruity. The Snoop Dogg one, and then that original red blend you see everywhere. Those are fruity. This is more classic Pinot Noir, kind of creamy tasting. One more sip. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, guys. Keep tuned, because I'm going to try to do some exciting things for 2021. I hope your new year was great, and I hope this year proves to be better than last year, no matter what your circumstances were last year. All right. I will see you in 2 weeks. Cheers.